Charizard is truly the poster boy for the Pokemon franchise, which could not be further from the truth for competitive Pokemon. Charizard sees little to no usage ever, which is why when a channel member requested that I use Charizard for a video, I knew that it definitely had potential. It gets access to the Solar Power ability, which gives it a 50% special attack increase when the sun is active at the cost of some HP per turn. With Solar Power, I figured that a Choice Scarf Charizard in the sun could be a good sweeper, and I was blown away by the results. Oh, dude, this is tough, but Choice Scarf Charizard, once we get that sun up, is looking mighty fine. I do need to be careful of the rocks going up. I feel like when you see a Charizard, you're definitely just going to bring that Ting-Lu and get those rocks up, so I am going to bring Lando and taunt that. I'm going to bring Groudon to set up the sun, because I feel like AV Groudon with Terra Fire is a bit more reliable into Calyrex Shadow and Zacian too, and also just like most of the team, and then Charizard, baby. I think Charizard can really do it for us here. It's a unique speed tier with the Choice Scarf. It like beats everything on his team, and we can just get like big damage off, dude. So I'm really excited, and yeah, I think definitely lead Lando and U-turn out. Also, guys, I went to the dentist today for the first time in so long because the NHS, and the right side of my mouth is a little bit numb, so apologies if it's noticeable. But my teeth are all good. I had a fill-in, and we're right as rain, okay? We're right as rain. But nothing is going to stop me from making this Charizard work, even if one side of my face doesn't work right now. Okay, so they actually led Shifu, which is a really good lead on my opponent's part. I might have to Terra Water, unfortunately, which sucks for us. But he will be taking Rocky Helmet Chip, which is really nice. I think this is Water Shifu, based on the headband. That's normally how you tell. And do I throw my rocks up to break any potential sashes? I actually really like that idea. Just Terra Water and throw the rocks up? Yeah, I like that. I like that. Now, it does suck having to Terra this, but I also think that we don't necessarily need the Terra. Obviously, Terra Ground on Groudon, or Terra Fire, sorry, on Groudon would be really nice. But it also opens us up to Shifu as well, so that's something we need to consider, right? But I think Lando's a pretty good lead here. And they do Surge and Strike's beautiful, so they're going to take absolutely nothing and ship themselves down with Rocky Helmet, which is exactly why I wanted to do this, right? So I imagine here they'll hard switch. I'm going to U-turn on this next turn after we take the second round of Surging Strikes, because it might actually... Hold on, how much HP does that do? I need to see. Yeah, I mean, it will take him just down to 1 HP, and then Scarf Charizard can pick up the KO. And we get the rocks. Also, Lando's disappeared, which is funny. Where is my Landorus gone? The Phantom Water Crown. There he is. Okay, the Phantom Water Crown set up the Stealth Rocks for us there. I could Earthquake really freely. There's no way he stays in, right? I mean, he might. I'll just Earthquake. I'll just Earthquake. This is Landorus after all. He actually CC'd, so he wasn't banded. Maybe U-turn would have been the click then, though. No, I think it's better to KO this. I'm a bit scared of Calyrex, but I do have a whole Assault Vest Groudon to deal with that, so that's really handy. And we take out the Shifu. Now, that was his biggest threat, in my opinion. Absolutely a scary mon to deal with. Big Shifu. And now I imagine Calyrex comes in to try and get the +1 boost, which is why I'm going to need Groudon to come in. So, yeah, there we go. They always want to get that +1 boost for free. That's exactly what Calyrex is all about. I go Groudon here and hopefully sponge at Astral Barrage and just hope it doesn't have Giga Drain. And even if it does, shouldn't do too much, I want to say. It shouldn't do too much. It also could be Leech Seed, but that's fine too. I'm not against that, you know? So, switch out the Lando here and go into our Groudon, who's Assault Vest, and just hope that they click Astral Barrage. Anything else could be pretty bad. I wouldn't be surprised if they click Giga Drain. Yep, that did so much. Wow. I think I could go Charizard though. If I think they're locked into Giga Drain, which they very well could be, I can go Charizard. I'm actually going to Crunch, though. I'm going to Crunch. So they Barrage here, that's fine. Absolutely fine. We do live, and let's see if they're sashed. If they're sashed, it's actually fine, and they're not sashed. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's why we run Crunch on Groudon. That's why we run Crunch on Groudon. That's perfect. So I imagine it will be Zacian coming in here. I think we're fine, though. I think we're fine. Let's see who the last was. It was indeed Zacian. Charizard should be faster with that Choice Scarf, and I just need to make sure it comes up while the sun's up. So I could also cycle the Lando here. We do have 3 turns of sun. He could Terra. I'm just going to Earthquake and get my damage. I do think they should KO Groudon here. They really should KO Groudon here. Yep, they do. Okay. So now it's time... I want to go Charizard while the sun's up, but I am scared of a Terra. I'm really scared of a Terra coming out. Because, like, Terra Water on this would be really bad, right? So let me just go Zard here. And, I don't know. I don't know what to click. Do I try and predict a Terra? We're definitely faster. Weather Ball is obviously the click, right? So I'm just going to click it and should force a Terra. We are going to see the Terra. Okay, let's see. Because we're locked into Weather Ball now. Let's see what they Terra. Also, Fire Flying is pretty good against that. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Terra Fairy, we resist Steel and Fairy moves. Like, so we're absolutely fine. It could have Wild Charge. Let's see how much Weather Ball does, though. Choice Scarf, Sun Boosted. Yo, that's insane. And he Behemoth Blades. This shouldn't KO, right? Yeah, no, we're fine. Charizard's done it. Charizard's done it. We do take the Solar Power chip, unfortunately. But let's go, baby. Charizard did it. Quicker. Charizard didn't do it. Charizard did not do it. Okay. That's tough. I didn't expect a quick attack on Zacian. And now I've got to live with Lando. Maybe I should have went Lando first. But I needed to get Charizard in while the sun was up. He needs to KO us here. I just Earthquake. I think he can KO us, so I'm not sure. It's going to be tough. He's at neutral attack. He CCs. Yeah, that should KO. Oh my god, Lando lived. Praise the Lord for Landorus, baby. And Rocky Helmet will take him out. That's why you run your bulky Landos, ladies and gents. That max HP, max Fizz Def. Not even max Fizz Def. I've got some speed investment too. But that's really, really impressive, dude. Lando was the MVP there. But Charizard did his thing, man. You saw that damage neutrally to Zacian. Nearly blew it up. Nearly OHKO'd it. So a fantastic battle one from Charizard there. Really put the moves on him. Lando did come in clutch at the end. But that's just it. So let's get another one. Yo, is that Blastoise? What is bro doing? Alright. We got Blastoise versus Charizard, though, which is a really cool matchup. And it's looking like Charizard's a pretty good lead into him, I want to say, dude. It's just without the sun, we can't threaten Blastoise if that's who he's going to bring. But there's no way that's who he's going to bring, right? Surely not. So I want to lead Charizard because if he leads Glimmora... no. I'll bring Lando lead. I think that's absolutely fine because we can taunt stuff. And I think Lando's actually going to be pretty important in winning this battle. I'm going to bring... definitely Zard. I want to bring Raging Bolt too, because I feel like Raging Bolt's really solid this battle. It's just Ting-Lu that we need to worry about. And Gliscor. And Glimmora, to be fair. But outside of that, Raging Bolt looks pretty solid. So it's a shame I can't bring it. Okay, they did lead Glimmora. That is exactly what we expected. I want to Earthquake this, but it could be Sash. Or Red Card. I like taunting a little bit better. Especially if this is like a bulky Glimmora, you know? So I'm going to taunt. Just so then it can't do like Endure shenanigans either, you know? I don't like Endure on Glimmora because it means more T-Spikes get up. So taunting it really limits it. And he just clicks Mortal Spin. That's absolutely fine. He's going to take some Rocky Helmet. We will, of course, take some poison damage, but it's not the end of the world. And he takes some Rocky Helmet. Beautiful. So I want to Earthquake here. He might try and preserve this. Do I have Rocks? Because he could just go Gliscor or Lugia. No, he just stays in. Okay, sure. So I guess he doesn't really care about the Glimmora anymore. Power Gem, yeah, that's fine. That shouldn't do too much to Lando. Did do quite a bit to Lando, not gonna lie, it did do quite a bit. And here, I mean, I have to Earthquake, which is a shame because Groudon's going to get hit with T-Spikes. But I mean, I got him, and at least Stealth Rock's not up, so Charizard can get consistent damage off. And we got the Rocks up too, so oh, now he switches. Okay, dude, sure. Now he switches. I mean, he played that pretty well. I will say he played that pretty well. And it is going to be Gliscor. That's fine. We can blow this up with Charizard as soon as Buddy gets in. So... we're poisoned here, obviously, already. I do want to taunt the Gliscor because I don't want Stealth Rocks going up and Charizard getting, like, threatened really badly by Stealth Rocks. So, yeah, and it looks like it's a very stall-in structure. It's probably Lugia third, but that's absolutely fine. Let me taunt this. Bulldoze. What was he expecting to come in there, dude? I've never seen Bulldoze on Gliscor. That's pretty interesting. And it is faster than us, too, it is worth noting. It is faster than us. Now, if he clicks Knockoff here, he's going to obviously damage himself. Let me U-turn out into Groudon, because I don't know what's going on, but I need to get the sun up, and then Charizard can just sort of sweep. Nice, so we get a U-turn out. It's probably back into Glimmora, and that's absolutely fine. Dude, it just sucks, because T-Spike going up sucks for Groudon. But Groudon's not going to be our winner, right? Groudon's not going to be our winner. Gliscor's just a bit annoying, dude. But Charizard has the power to just break through all of this, which is really nice. Yeah, let's bring him in. So yeah, the T-Spike going up's annoying. It could be Spiky Shield, it could be Endure, which is making me want to double to Zard. I kind of really want to double to Zard, actually. He does have Power Gem, but it's literally not a problem. And yeah, second T-Spike going up doesn't matter. Let me Heavy Slam. It's a nice neutral play if he wants to swap out. Okay, he does stay in. And Heavy Slam takes out the Glimmora, that's fine. The second T-Spike going up doesn't matter. Lando's already poisoned lightly. T-Spikes don't hit Charizard. And Groudon's already lightly poisoned. So that's absolutely fine. Not a problem at all. Now let's see. They've got to go Gliscor here, surely. Yeah, okay. Gliscor's back in. I think I want to go Zard, dude. I want to go Zard. Zard, it's your time to shine, buddy. We got to break this. Let's go. And being a flying type, obviously, not only do we not take spikes, but his bulldoze that he showed earlier isn't going to hit us. And now weather balls are just free to fire out, dude. He has no switch-ins. Let's see. Protect. Okay, sure. Interesting. We get a free switch. Now, we are going to take some solar power damage, which is a little bit annoying. But yeah, I'll click here. Is always just going to be weather ball. I'd love to see if Gliscor lives 2 of these. I really don't think it does. Oh my god. Jeez. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, Zard. I see you, bro. I see you. Jeez. He really thought he could just stay in. He really thought he could just stay in. And it's Zacian lost? Yo, you got a Terra, buddy. You got a Terra, buddy. You got a Terra. Now. I think I can afford to sack Lando here to drop his attack and obviously see what Terra he is. Yeah, I sack Lando here. Dude, that was crazy. We just O-code Gliscor. That was crazy. Okay, big Lando comes in. This is more so just to A, scout what he wants to go for, B, drop his attack, and C, scout the Terra. There we go. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to see, we obviously have Solar Beam if it's Terra Water. We've got Ground type moves. And it is Terra Ground, so the Fire type move would have been okay there. That's absolutely fine. I need Behemoth Blade, so he is going to take that Rocky Helmet chip. Now, does the sun go down here? He's going to take that Rocky Helmet. That's beautiful. Lando faints. Does the sun go down? Yes. Okay, so I need to get Groudon back in just to enable Charizard a little bit more. But, dude, I'm blown away. Wow. I think I want to Terra Fire my Groudon just in case it's Trailblaze. Actually, no, I don't even need to, dude. Let me just Earthquake this. No, I do need to. Actually, yeah, I do need to. Let me Terra Fire and Earthquake. Let's go. Because I could Heat Crush, but I'm not sure on Zacian's weight. I imagine with the sword in its mouth, it's probably a little bit heavy. But Zacian after one Trailblaze, if it's max speed, outspeeds Choice Scarf Charizard. So I really can't let that happen, you know? So he just Behemoth Blades again, that's fine. We resist now. Take absolutely nothing, and that should be game, right? That should be game. He might live Earthquake. Yep, he does. But it could be Terra Blast, but then Charizard wins. In fact, I almost want him to Terra Blast. I could just go hard Charizard now, just as like a little flex. But I really don't need to. I really don't need to. It is Terra Blast. Perfect. So Zard gets the final KO, baby. How poetic for Charizard to pick up the KO. Dude, this is fun. Solar Power Charizard is actually really fun to use, dude. Because the Choice Scarf outspeeds a lot of stuff that doesn't expect it. We forced the Terra on the Zacian there. Like, this battle has been really good, dude. And OHKOing Gliscor without even Terra Firing is insanity. There's just so many boosts when you use Solar Power Weather Ball Charizard. So, a good Solar Beam. I'm going to click Weather Ball. And that is good game. Wow. Dude, that was really fun. What a battle. Charizard went absolutely crazy there. Picking up the Zacian, picking up the Gliscor in one hit. That was incredible. Guys, I'm going to get a third battle. This team is a ton of fun. I didn't expect Charizard to actually be winning, but it's putting in work right now. And you love to see it. Let's get a third battle. Now, this is where we might run into some problems. Things like Mimikyu, things like Gliscor are certainly not fun to deal with. But, with that said, I think we'll be okay. I do think we'll be okay. I'm going to lead Lando. I think Lando looks absolutely fine as a lead. AV Groudon looks really solid in this battle. Once again, it deals with Miraidon. It deals with... Groudon or Koraidon? I think Groudon's coverage is a bit nicer with Ground for Zacian, Ground for Treads, Fire for Treads, Ground for Miraidon, obviously. I think I will just bring the Groudon. And who third? It's got to be Charizard, right? I mean, again, it's only Shifu that we really need to worry about. But we saw before the encounter between Lando and Shifu is absolutely fine. It's not a problem. Let's see. They let Gliscor. Absolutely fine. Not a problem. That's why I let Lando. I want to taunt this. And just stop it doing its like funny business, setting up T-spikes, that kind of thing. And getting an Intimidate off is always nice. So I am speed invested on Lando. I should outspeed Gliscor unless it's pretty speed invested. That was the whole idea when I made this Lando, right? So this is... Okay. It's Sword Stance on the Gliscor. Very interesting stuff. We do get a taunt off though, which is nice. So he's only at +1 attack. That's very insane. So it's also Hyper Cutter because it's not... Yeah, it's Hyper Cutter because it's not Toxic Orb. So I'm going to get my rocks up here. I'm really not scared of this. That's absolutely fine. This is literally a non-threat. Like SD Scale Shot Gliscor, it's a cool concept. But I just think into my team, it's not a threat. Now, it does seem to be loaded dice, or he just got very lucky. But with him dropping his defense, it should make it pretty easy for Groudon to clean up with taking minimal damage, right? So I went Rocks here. I'm going to U-turn out. I think Lando has probably served its purpose here. And we can just go Groudon pretty hard. So, yeah, let me just U-turn out. She's going to Terra the Gliscor now. Sure. Yeah, sure, dude. Sure. Okay, what are we going to see? Terra Dragon Scale Shot. Okay. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's fine, though. That's fine. I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned. Scale Shots again. Now, this can miss, and he could have also got 4 hits, but it is definitely dice. I've got a hope for a 4-hitter here, really. 1, 2, 3. We would live a 4-hitter, I think. We would live a 4-hitter. And we do get a 4-hitter. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So we're literally on 1 HP, and this U-turn is neutral now. It's gonna hit. It's gonna hit. Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. Nice. Okay, so I can get Groudon in absolutely freely now. The rocks are up. This is a really interesting set, though, dude. I kind of like it. In a strange way, I do kind of like it. So, Groudon comes in. We should eat this comfortably. Maybe not comfortably. I don't know who he could have that threatens us, but now he's burnt the Terra. I think keeping HP on Groudon would be nice. But I know Gliscor can't OHKO us from +1 Scale Shot, even if it's Terra Dragon, you know? And he just knocks the AV. I mean, that's fine. Not really an issue, because Miraidon can only Draco us now. And again, Charizard has been absolutely opened up. So Earthquake takes out the Gliscor. Yeah, sure. Okay. So that was an interesting exchange. He's burnt the Terra and hasn't got a KO for it. Admittedly, he did get a bit unlucky on the Lando rolls. But that's what Lando's there for, you know. So it's going to be Mimikyu coming in now. I'm going to go Lando. Just in case he wants to curse this. And just try and sack Lando to get Zard in. Ideally. I know I need to break the disguise, but yeah, I don't know. I think going Lando here is fine. Just drop the attack if it wants to Swords Dance or Wood Hammer. That kind of thing. Yeah, this is fine. So they play rough. I'm going to take some Rocky Helmet damage. Absolutely fine. Just thinking how I want to go about this. Because I need to think about who his third is. Do I take HP on Groudon or reliably get Charizard to finish it for us? I think I've got to go Groudon here, unfortunately. And let Groudon deal with this. But Mimikyu's at -1 now. So that's fine. Again, he can't Terra. I'm just going to EQ. Curse. Yeah, that's what I expected. Like, that is what I expected. But that's fine. He's going to EQ here. And I've got to think about what to do here. Do I keep HP on Groudon? Or am I banking it all on Charizard? Huh. I mean, it might be Endure on the Mimikyu. We've only got 1 turn of Sun, actually. I'm going to cycle Charizard once, because we should live anything he wants to click, and then I can get the Sun back up with Groudon. And hopefully here the Mimikyu clicked Endure or something. That's really what I'm hoping. That's what he should do, in my opinion. Endure, there you go. There you go. Right, cool. So Zard comes in. Sunlight goes down. I can obviously KO this. I can actually lock myself into Scorching Sands. Yeah, this is the play. I take out Mimikyu here by locking myself into Scorching Sands. And then Zacian and Miraidon are both hit by this neutrally. Shadow Sneaks for chip, yeah, that's fine. And then I can go back hard Groudon, depending on who his third is. But Scorching Sands is the play here, because, again, it hits Miraidon and Zacian comfortably. And if it is Miraidon last, then I stay in and Scorching Sands, get my chip. Or do I cycle Groudon and get the stun up for solar power? Let's see, it all depends. His third is Zacian. Okay, it's a Pokemon Go Zacian too. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. That means I want to get Groudon in. And I need to get Groudon in now to get Solar Power active and Weather Ball making it a Fire-type attack. That's what I really need to do. So if he Trailblazes here, I think he outspeeds us, unfortunately. But let's see. We get the sun back up. And they Sword Stance. That's fine. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. I think I can afford to Terra Fire here and just Earthquake. Just in case they want to Trailblaze us. And hopefully then we can live it. Because I don't think we need the Terra on Charizard. Terra Fire does not help us. We KO it anyway. It's just going to be a case of if he's faster than us or not. But I don't know. I don't know if he is. I don't think so. Oh, +1? I don't think so. But I'll have to check. Yeah, they Trailblaze. So do we live? Oh, dude, we live easy. That's exactly why I did this. That's exactly why I did this. And we get a big Earthquake off here. And just KO it. There we go. There we go. That was always the play. Because I did think Trailblaze was coming. That was just like pure game sense on me. But I need to run a calc. Let me see if Charizard would have been quicker at +1. Yeah, Zacian actually would have been quicker at +1. Like, considerably quicker. So it's a good job we did that play, otherwise we would have lost. But Charizard did its thing, man. We got rid of the Mimikyu, and we had security against Zacian if it wasn't Trailblaze, but that's why we terrified the Groudon. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, please remember to leave a like and let me know your thoughts down below. Obviously, a massive thank you to Zed for recommending Charizard. It was actually a ton of fun using it. I think a lot of people aren't prepared for Charizard when they're making their teams, so it's just really funny. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Leave a like, and peace.